The New York Jets just don't really have anything going for them right now. You trade away Sauce Gardner to the Colts. You trade away Quinnen Williams to the Cowboys. You have some draft capital, but other than Breece Hall, what do you have? So, in today's video, we're going to be rebuilding the New York Jets, trying to win them a Super Bowl and seeing if we can find their quarterback of the future. What's up, guys? If you enjoyed today's video, please click that subscribe button. We're on the road to 150 subscribers, and it would be greatly appreciated. I hope you guys enjoy the video today. So as we start this rebuild, we are starting from week 14, and then I've set the schedule so that they lose out like they did in real life, so we get our real life record and hopefully draft position. Breece Hall only wants $33 million over 4 years. He is 24. He's an 86 overall. In real life, I do think there's a possibility they move on from him in the offseason. In the franchise, he's going to be our feature piece on offense until we can find another receiver to go with Garrett Wilson. So Breece Hall, we are going to extend. We're going to bring back Josh Myers on a 1-year deal. Hopefully he can be our backup center next season just to have some depth at the position. I want to bring Andre Cisco and Tony Adams back to the squad. So we're going to work out deals. Looks like Cisco wants a 2-year deal and Tony Adams wants a 3-year deal. So we'll work those out as well. Hopefully we can get both of those guys back. We weren't able to re-sign either of them in this week of the franchise, so I'll sim week by week to try and re-sign both of them. As far as 5th-year options, Mozzie Smith, we will not be picking up his 5th-year option of almost $17 million. Will McDonald, I do want to pick up his 5th-year option. It's only $13 million. I think he can definitely still be a contributor on this team. We're going to go position by position here as we look through the depth chart for who we need to negotiate with. Tyrod Taylor will not be back. Neither running back is going to be back. We really don't need the depth from either of them. Khalil Herbert might be nice to have back if we can get him back in free agency, but I'd rather not pay him $6 million over 2 years when Breece Hall is going to get the majority of the touches. We're going to have an entirely new wide receiver core next season. John Mechie, Alan Lazard, Tyler Johnson, Isaiah Williams, Josh Reynolds, and Irvin Charles will not be back with the squad. We're not going to re-sign any of them. Jeremy Ruckert, Jelani Woods, and Stone Smart will not be back at tight end, so we need to work on tight end as well. On the offensive line, Max Mitchell, we can find someone better that's going to be depth for cheaper. Don't need to worry about re-signing him. John Simpson, I love him in real life. I would absolutely do this extension in real life, but for a 28 going to be 29-year-old with normal dev, only an 80 overall to get paid 11.5 a year, I just don't see how that makes sense for us. At right guard, we have Elijah Vera Tucker and Xavier Newman. Xavier Newman won't be back. Elijah Vera Tucker, I'm not paying $70 million to at guard. It's a ridiculous contract over 4 seasons, and I just think we could find someone better. Obviously, in real life, I think my approach would have been to trade him at the deadline. That did not happen. We're past the deadline now, so we're just going to have to let Elijah Vera Tucker walk in this, unfortunately. Like we said with Will McDonald, we're going to accept his 5th-year option at left edge. Michael Clemens will not be back at right edge. At D tackle, none of these guys will be back. Mozzie Smith, like I said, we're declining his 5th-year option. At linebacker, Michael Walker is not going to be back at a 70 overall, going to be 29. Quincy Williams will not be back. He wants way too much money. He's not good enough, and he's getting old. Kobe King won't be back. Cam Jones won't be back. Marcelino McCrary Ball will not be back as well. At corner, we have Jessier Taylor, Chris Boyd as the only 2 that need contract extensions. Neither one will be back. We can find better pieces in the offseason. Free safety, Andre Cisco, I do want back. Dean Clark is good depth, but I really just don't want to have to pay him that money, so we're not going to bring him back. Tony Adams, I would love to have back. Isaiah Oliver is not going to be back. I don't want to commit to a 2-year contract for a safety that probably won't even make the roster. All right, we are here at the start of the playoffs. We went 3-14, just like in real life. We're going to check out mock draft when we should have a high pick. We have number 2, so we have a decently high pick. I'd say that number 2 is pretty good. We have 24 as well. They actually have us projected to take 2 quarterbacks. That's not happening. I don't know. We are going to take a quarterback in this draft, I think. I don't think Justin Fields is the answer for us, but we'll have to check it out and see what we want to do at the end of the year when draft time comes. We're going to just go ahead and auto-upgrade all these guys. Some of them probably won't even be back on the squad. And we're going to go ahead and sim through the playoffs. I have the 2025 season recap here, and Nate Landman and the Rams win the Super Bowl over the Jags. Looks like it was a very, very good season for the Rams. Ben Johnson is the Coach of the Year. Mahomes wins MVP. Jonathan Taylor, Offensive Player of the Year. Myles Garrett, Defensive Player of the Year. Ashton Jeanty wins Offensive Rookie of the Year. And Defensive Rookie of the Year is Barrett Carter from the Bengals. Normally it's Carson Swessinger in pretty much every franchise. So it's good to see something a little bit different. Looks like Aaron Rodgers retired. Going to see if we have any New York Jets that decided to retire this offseason. Check this out down the board a little bit. Geno Smith retired, thank God. So it's just Tyrod Taylor down there. So he retires. We don't have any other retirements. We are losing about half of our roster this offseason. There were 38 players, I want to say, that were ready to negotiate. So we're going to go ahead and sim forward. We're trying to keep both safeties. I want to keep Tony Adams and Andre Sisco. So we're going to go in here. Those are pretty much the only guys I want to offer on. Yeah, 29 players to negotiate. So I think we're just going to have to bump the money a tiny bit for Andre Sisco to come back. He just doesn't want to. If we can get Tony Adams, I'll be fine letting Sisco walk. We're going to accept Will Donald's fifth-year option of $17 million. Here is Tony Adams. He's actually wanting a little less money, I believe, than what he wanted before. So let's see. Can we get him? He wants to play for a new team. Franchise tagging a safety to me seems insane. Could there be a scenario where we franchise tag Elijah Vera Tucker? That could be interesting, I will say. John Simpson has actually raised the amount of money he wants. That's insane. But let me just go ahead and check it out. We're going to go ahead. We're going to offer Elijah Vera Tucker a very, very small deal so that he declines it. And then we will hopefully be able to franchise tag him. If we withdraw the offer, we cannot franchise tag him. So we're just going to go ahead and do that and see if he takes it. He would like to play for a new team. What is the franchise tag? $18 million. We will sign him to that deal for sure. So that means Andre Sisco and Tony Adams are both going to be going into free agency this offseason. I think we can probably get both of them back. Do I want to? Probably not with Tony Adams. Andre Sisco, I think I probably want back more than Tony Adams, but we'll see what, how the chips end up falling for us. We have a lot of cap space. We're going to lose a lot of players, though, so we do have a lot of draft picks, which is nice. Going to upgrade the guys that were on the practice squad that got upgrade points, and we're going to go ahead and get straight into free agency. We have 36 players on our roster of the total 75 we can currently hold, so it's going to be interesting. Quarterback's not really a position that I even want to look at. I think the draft will fill out our roster. I really want to focus on finding players at other positions of need. I do think running back is one. And Keaton Mitchell is one that really stands out to me. I would like Keaton Mitchell. If we can do a little bit of a longer deal, raise the money a tiny bit, I think that would be good. Wide receiver, it's going to be very, very important to find a wide receiver to pair next to Garrett Wilson. Elijah Moore wants to be here, but he wants a lot of money, and I just don't think that makes too much sense. Tutu Atwell wants $6 million a year. He is interested in us, though. I don't know. We'll offer on Tutu. I like to bring him in some of mine just to have him. He's typically a pretty good receiver in franchise mode. Tight end, Isaiah Likely will be nice, but I think we're more looking for depth at this point. I always bring in Foster Moreau. Let's bring in Colby Parkinson. I think he can be a good tight end for the squad. We'll do 2 years, $9 million. And then we really just need to focus on guard and center here in free agency. I think center will probably be a position we look at in the draft more than free agency. We do have Elijah Vera Tucker back, so it's just left guard. If we wanted to bring John Simpson back, we probably could. No one's offering on him. I'm going to offer him a 2-year deal and just lower the money a lot and see if he takes it. Let's see if we can get it down to a $20 million deal. If we can do 10 a year, I would feel better about that than the contract he did want. On the edge, there's really no one here that I would really be interested in. Maybe Josh Paschal. He only wants a 1-year deal. Azeez Ojulari's there. He wants less money. But the overall difference, we might as well go with Paschal. Let's see if we can get him on a 2-year deal and lower the money a tiny bit to $13 million. So it's just under that amount that he's asking for. We're going to go ahead and evaluate those contract offers. I'm not going to look at who we got yet. I do want to kind of go through free agency a little blind here. Moro Ojomo might be nice just to have some more depth. Can we get him on a little bit of a longer deal and lower the money? It'd be $6 million a year. That's not bad. That's about what he wanted. Don't want Matthew Judon on the squad, really. I don't think there's really any more defensive ends that I would be interested in picking up. Linebacker would be interesting. Nicholas Moreau wants to be here. He wants $5 million a year. I'd be willing to give him about 4.5 a year if he's willing to do that. Other than that, there's really no linebackers I want. I don't want Quincy Williams back. Kendall Fuller might be nice, but it's a lot of money for an aging veteran. Alontae Taylor would be nice as well, but again, he wants almost $5 million a year. Darian Kendrick is actually not a bad option, although he is incredibly slow. Dory Jackson's there. I think we try and bring back Jasir Taylor just to have the depth. 2 years, $6 million is not a bad contract. And then I do want to check out. So Andre Sisco is still here. Is Tony Adams here? He is not. He is a Dolphin now. Quentin Lake is still an option, but he wants $10 million a year for 4 years. That's really just not something I would be interested in doing. Let's see if we can bring Andre Sisco back to the squad. I think he's too good of a player to not have back. So we'll offer him that deal. That's going to be our free agency. I'll just probably sign a kicker after the draft and probably a different punter. But that's what we're going to do for free agency. So let's head on to the free agency recap, and then we will get into what we're going to do in the draft this season. Okay, we're here with our private workouts before we go in to check out the free agency recap. And I got to say, the talent on these quarterbacks is just god awful. There is not a single one that I would want to take with our top pick. So we might be going into the season with Justin Fields at quarterback. That just might have to be what we have to do, because this is rough. I mean, this is bad. So I think that changes our outlook on the draft a tiny bit. So we're going to check out some different positions here, I think. And if you haven't watched one of my rebuilds before, I say this on all of them just so you guys understand this. I do go through and look at these guys before I talk you through who I'm going to be picking for our private workouts and focus players. Just because if I sat here for half an hour looking through while you guys watched and I didn't edit it out, it would not be fun. It would make the rebuild incredibly long every season, especially with this one. That's probably going to be a longer one. It'll probably be around the 2-hour mark once I'm done editing it. So, sitting here and talking through every single player, trying to find 3 on camera doesn't make much sense for the length of the video. It's more entertaining if I just show you guys who I've found. So the 3 guys I want to look at: Miguel Pimentel out of Texas, a tall receiver. He's a slot archetype. He looks really good. Manny Cabrera, a strong safety, 21 years old, run support archetype out of Ohio State. And then we have Landon Saley, a left edge out of Texas, 6'4", 270 pounds, but is a power rusher. So we're going to go with those 3, a left edge, a wide receiver, and a strong safety, all positions of need for the team. Here is our free agency recap. We got pretty much everyone. We got Tutu Atwell. We got Keaton Mitchell, Nicholas Moreau, Moro Ojomo. We got Jasir Taylor back, even though we had talked about how we probably didn't want him back. We did end up offering on him. And then Colby Parkinson is back, or in addition to the team as well, to add to our tight end room that has Mason Taylor, who was a really good rookie. So that's what we're going to do in free agency. We have 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round picks, and then a couple of later-round picks in this draft. We need to hit on all of them. Quarterback's probably out of the question this year, so it's probably going to be another season after the draft of just not a good team, and then next year's draft we'll find our quarterback of the future. All right, here we are in the draft. We do have the second pick, so I'm going to go ahead and skip here to our pick. There is a scenario where we trade down here. I don't think there's anything wrong with that because of the quarterback situation now. Are there any players that we know are top 5? We do have Manny Cabrera, we know is a top 5 pick. He's a round 1 projected player. Can we check out the mock drafts and see? We can't look at the mock drafts anymore. Okay. See, this is interesting because I would love to get Manny Cabrera, but at the same time, if we could get him and trade down, that would be interesting. I would love Miguel Pimentel as well because he is a round 1 talent we know for sure. But yeah, I mean, we can check out the quarterbacks for a second here. There's not a single one with even a round 1 scouted grade. Looks like Toby Phillips out of Florida State is around 2 to 3 talent, but I mean, A deep accuracy, A under pressure, but that's about it. Can't run at all. So, I mean, even if we were to move down to like 5, could we potentially get our strong safety that we want? Yeah, he's projected to go 15, or he's the 15th best player on the board. So let me try and work out a trade here. Let's see what we have offers wise. 3 first-round picks from the Bills, 3 from the Seahawks, 3 from the Niners, 3 from the Eagles. This Falcons offer is calling to me. 2 firsts and 2 seconds. Although we would not get a first-round pick this year. That's really the only thing I'm looking for. Yeah, this one's pick number 26. Is there... This is for the Raiders to move up 1 pick. But I think we'd want more than that. Saints have pick 5, which they'd be giving us. 13 is the Texans pick. Bills have 29. But we could use that second-round pick to move back up even more. This is interesting. Okay, let me take a look at this, see what I can do, and then I will bring you guys back in. All right, we have made a trade. The second overall pick we're going to send to the Seattle Seahawks for the 17th pick this year, a first next year, a first in 28, and then a fourth and a fifth next year. So that puts Seattle on the clock. We are now going to try with 22 or 17 to move back up to around probably 8. So I'm going to see what I can do there to move some capital around, get our strong safety of the future. Okay, we're working with the Commanders for the 6th overall pick. Our strong safety is still on the board. I've simmed to that pick. We're going to give them a first-round pick this year, number 17, a second-rounder next year, and a second-rounder in 28 for the 6th pick. We are on the board. We are going to be taking our strong safety. We are loaded with picks now. So we're going to go ahead and take our strong safety, Manny Cabrera, out of Ohio State. A hit power, C man coverage, A tackle, B zone coverage. He looks phenomenal. I mean, A everything. He looks like a generational player, and I don't say that lightly. So Manny Cabrera, welcome to the New York Jets. Number 4 in the draft, got him at 6. Hidden dev, 86 speed, 6'2", run, support, strong safety out of Ohio State. He's our first pick in this draft. We're going to go ahead and get to 22. Hopefully our receiver that we want is still there. And it looks like he is. I don't see him off the board. So if he's still there, we're going to be taking him. He is. Although we do know this Sam linebacker, Denario Grayson, is a first-round talent. But he's a 2 to 3 projected, so there is a possibility he's still there. Miguel Pimentel is a slot archetype, 6'1", 212. B catching traffic, B catching, deep running, though. Deep route running. The speed is not really there. He looks insane, but he looks like someone who's not really... D deep route is really getting to me, but A everything else. Let me look around, see if I can find anyone better. I would like to look at offensive line as well, probably center. So give me just a couple seconds. I'll look at that. Okay, we're going to take Matt Fitzgerald here at center instead of the wide receiver. I feel more comfortable with this pick. So we're going to lock him in as the Jets' new starting center. Number 90 in true value, got him at 22, does have hidden dev though. So really that's all that matters. The 89 strength is a big one for offensive linemen when you're scouting them. He's going to be a good pickup for us at center. The overall to start is going to be a little lower, but not terrible. We do have the second pick in the second round, so, you know, on the off chance that that wide receiver is still there, we could end up taking him still. And you know what? He is. He's actually the next player projected to go off the board. Do we take the chance on Miguel Pimentel? Pimentel or Pimentel? You guys tell me in the comments. Though speed is the only thing that's getting me here. Everything else looks fantastic. I think we take the chance on him. because the short route running and medium route running and catching is great. So Miguel Pimentel, he is a New York Jet. He's number 12 in true value, so that ends up being a really good pick for us. Hidden of 88 speed is not terrible for, a guy that's probably not going to run deep too much in the slot. So I'm happy with this pick. Obviously, 12th in the draft is really, really good. So happy with that. We have the 10th pick as well in this second round. And I really see no reason to trade down at this point. We might as well just take best player available here. And I would love to get an edge player. Would love, love, love to get an edge player here. We looked at a few off camera. So if any of them are still here, it looks like we might have missed out on all of them. Shane Whitworth was a guy I looked at just because of the A's there at tackle and block shedding, but really there's nothing else good about him. So we might have ended up missing out on some of these defensive linemen, which is not a terrible thing at all. Sal Dixon looks okay out of Florida, but again, probably not a guy we're going to take with this pick in the draft. Corner is definitely a need, but I think at this point in the draft, there's probably not too many of the top end corners left. Although Jimmy Jones looks okay out of Alabama. A zone coverage is always really good. 4.48, 4.43 speed is not terrible. But tackling and zone coverage is really all he's good at. We need someone more well-rounded there. So I think we can probably find someone that's in better shape at some other point. Brandon Winkler, A hit power, A tackling. Again, all he's really good at, though. It's kind of hit and miss at this point. We're probably going to have to take best player available here and just kind of eat, take our medicine, which honestly isn't the worst thing ever. We do definitely have some guys on the board here that are pretty good. Dakota Matthews looks insane out of Oklahoma State. A to C catching in traffic, A to C catching, A to C run block, B deep route running. Ran a 4.60 and then a 4.53. But we really, with Mason Taylor, we brought in Colby Parkinson. We really don't need tight end too much. Ben Barnett is a corner, has A catching, B zone coverage, great speed. I just don't think there's enough there to be able to warrant taking him so high in the draft. Gabe Mendoza out of Clemson looks okay. He actually looks pretty good. I don't really think tackle is that much of a need, though. I feel like guard is more of a need. 6'6", 313, we could kick him into guard, but Derek Painter is there. A zone coverage, B tackling. He actually looks like a beast. No pass rushing ability whatsoever, but the man coverage is a B, zone coverage is an A, and the physicals really call to me. Elite acceleration, elite change of direction, elite speed. We're going to take Derek Painter here. I don't think the overall is going to be too high. Yeah, 106. Got him at 42. Has normal dev, but 89 speed at linebacker is always good. We need linebacker, so it's not the worst pickup ever. We have a 4th round pick, and then I believe we have a couple of 6th round picks, I want to say. Maybe 7th rounders. I don't know if we have another pick in between the two. 6th rounder. That's right. 6th rounder and then 2 7ths, I believe. So we have 4 more picks in this draft. And I do want to use them all here. I don't want to waste any of them. So let's see. Dakota Reed is an edge rusher, B finesse move, B tackle. Doesn't look terrible. The block shedding is not good, though. Especially for defensive linemen, obviously, block shedding is, pretty important. Jake Peters out of San Diego State actually looks really solid here. Pretty much everything across the board. We're going to take Jake Peters at right guard. Elijah Vera Tucker's time with the Jets is coming to an end. We're probably going to try and trade him. Yeah, 39 in true value, has hidden dev, 86 strength. Looks really good. He's a pass protector archetype. 6'3", 314 out of San Diego State. Looks really good. He'll slot in right now at right guard and probably start right away. We'll probably try and trade Elijah Vera Tucker pretty quick before the season starts after the draft. So next pick is in the 6th round. At this point, we're just looking for depth. Need to look at receiver, especially. You need to sign some more receivers. We will have to probably fill out a decent bit of this roster in free agency after the draft because we only had 35 players, I think, 33 players going into the draft and only, 6 or 7 picks. So we're going to have some work to do as far as filling out the roster goes, but I think we can still be good enough and competitive enough to have a decent season. Brent Durant at D tackle was a guy looked at out of Wisconsin to go undrafted. A tackle, B finesse moves. Doesn't look terrible. Let's take a flyer on Brent Durant here in the 6th round. Number 81 in true value, got him at 189. 88 strength, does have normal dev, but not a terrible player for the position in the draft. We have the first pick in the 7th round, and I think one after that we do, yeah. 221 as well. So we'll probably end up going quarterback here just to get a backup. There's just really, I mean, no one good. Connor Trout looks okay. A short, B medium. We'll take Connor Trout. It really doesn't matter who we take at quarterback. Justin Fields is going to be the starter this season. 188, got him at 193, not bad. Throw power's an 89. Normal dev at a Stanford. Just not a single quarterback in this draft class that I thought made sense for us to take. But I'll show you guys after the draft. We are loaded with draft picks from all the trades they did in real life, and then the trade I did, obviously, to move back. So we have some options as far as our drafts the next couple of years on what we can do to improve this team. Sam Foster, a right edge. F block shedding, we're going to stay away from that. I think I probably already looked at him. Let's try and look for another wide receiver here. Is there just a guy that is just insanely fast? 40 times here for our receivers. 443 Mike Bishop. Not really someone that stands out. Yeah, no, there's really no one with any good speed left at this point, which is, understandable. Is there one of those tight ends still here? Dakota Hamilton and Mississippi State's there. Maybe we take a waiver from Dakota Hamilton. I think we do. Out of Mississippi State, got him at 221. He's 188 in true value. Does have hidden dev and 82 speed, though. Not terrible. Pass blocking is good. He has B trucking and B spectacular catch for some reason. So that is our draft class for our first offseason. We're going to get out here. I'll show you guys kind of what we have as far as picks for the next couple of years, because we might be making some trades here with these picks. I don't really think we need to sit on all of them. So 2 firsts next year. We actually don't have our own, funny enough. 2 first-round picks next year, 2 seconds. And then we have 4 first-round picks in the 2027 draft. 1 from Dallas, 1 from Indy, and 1 from Seattle. And then no seconds. That is the second we traded. And then we have 2 first-round picks as well in 2028. So we are in a position right now where we can unload some of those picks. I'd like to keep at least 1 in every draft just to have it. But we're in a position right now that I think we can really unload some of those picks to get some high-end talent right away for us. Now, Manny Cabrera is an 81. That is what I want to see. Matt Fitzgerald's a 72. He will start right away at center. No reason not to. Miguel Pimentel is a 78 overall wide receiver for us. He will slot in right away at that number 2 spot next to Garrett Wilson. And then Tutu Atwell should be our number 3. Derek Painter at linebacker is good at a 70 overall, not the worst pick ever. Jake Peters at right guard will start immediately. Elijah Vera Tucker is going to be traded as well. Brent Durant is not a bad backup defensive tackle for us. Connor Trout will probably end up being our backup, and then Dakota Hamilton will be our 3rd tight end. So it's not a bad draft class at all. I'm very happy with it. A lot of developmental pieces, a lot of guys with hidden development. So let's get into our first full season. Okay, so one thing we did do is obviously we drafted Jake Peters here. We're going to be trading Elijah Vera Tucker. That makes room for Joe Tippmann to slide to left guard, which is where he will start. We're going to have to give him an extension, but I think he's someone I definitely want around for the long run. So Elijah Vera Tucker, we're going to see what we can get for him here. Probably not going to be able to get too much. I am very aware of that. Tyson Campbell would be nice. I would like to get a corner here, but I don't know. Bashal Tootin will be good as well. Nate Hobbs is there. He's really good. Darian Porter, but honestly, not sure I want to do that with the Raiders. Let me take a look. Let me see what I can figure out, and I'll come back. So Renardo Green, the 49ers player that they offered in the trade for Elijah Vera Tucker, he has 2 years left on his deal. It's not a lot of money. We're getting 2 7th-round picks as well, 1 in this year's draft, 1 in next year's draft for Elijah Vera Tucker. I think it's a good trade. We're going to go ahead and do this trade. So we add to our secondary. We get a couple of late round picks. Elijah Vera Tucker is gone. We gave him the franchise tag with the intent to trade him, and that's what we have done. The Baltimore Ravens are in a weird spot with Lamar Jackson. You fire John Harbaugh. You don't have a direction you're going in. You missed the playoffs. I mean, it's a big cap hit. He's under contract for a while. This would change kind of the course of our franchise. He's under contract for 2 more years. This is a franchise altering trade, and one that I think we're in a position to win now if we can get Lamar Jackson. So, could we get him for 2 firsts? I don't think so. It's close. It's really close. What about 3 firsts? It's right there. Do I really get up 4 firsts for him? I'd love to keep 2 first-round picks in this next draft. So what if we did a next year first and a 2029 first? God, it's right there. I can't justify giving up 5 first-round picks. Would a second do it? It's so close. This is one of those franchise-altering moves. And normally when I do rebuilds, I try to stay away from moves like this. But in real life, I think that Lamar Jackson is getting tired of being in Baltimore. And I think it's something that could happen. Do I really think it's worth it? I think it would progress this franchise and this rebuild along a lot quicker than drafting a quarterback. But we're probably going to have to give up another first-round pick. I just don't know. I'm not sure. Because I do think that, like I said, Lamar Jackson, I think, is getting tired of the Ravens. I think he's getting tired of the same old stuff every single season. And now that Harbaugh's gone, where do you go? You know? Okay. Um, this is a lot more than I wanted to give up. I will be honest. When I set out to look at this, I was just looking to see if it would even be a possibility. I think it's necessary. We had 4 first-round picks this season. We've given up 3. And then we gave up our first-round pick next year, which we had 2. And in 2029, which we only had 1. We also gave up a 2029 second-round pick, which means we don't have a pick in 2029 till the 3rd round. That will change. We are going to have to trade some guys to get some picks. That will definitely not stay the same. But to get a quarterback like Lamar Jackson, I think it was worth it. We are sending Justin Fields to the Browns. Needed to get him off the roster. We're getting a 3rd-round pick this year, a 7th-round pick next year, and then a 5th-round pick in 2029 for him. Recouping some draft capital, obviously not the higher end, but we can go in here and check it out. We still do have a decent bit of draft capital. We have a 1st and 2/3, 2/4, 2/5, a 6th, and a 7th this year. Actually, have 3/7 this year. We have a 1st and then 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th next year, and 3/7 next year. And then we have a 3rd, 4th, 5th, 2/5, a 6th, and a 7th in 2029. So really, it's just 2029 that's going to be an interesting draft class. 2nd-round picks, I'm not too concerned about. We could use some of these later round picks in this next draft to move back up into the 2nd round this year and potentially next year. But that'll be something we do during the draft, if anything. We have a regular season to start. We ended up going 0-3 in the preseason, but obviously we didn't have Lamar. So let's get on to the regular season with Lamar Jackson at quarterback. All right, well, pretty much the best start we could have asked for at 5-1. Lost week 1 to the Lions, and we have not lost since. Bills beat him 28-20. Dolphins 28-14. 14-8 against the Broncos. 30-13 against the Dolphins again. Patriots 28-26. I want to check out these stats real quick. That's what I'm really interested in. Lamar has 1 pick, 8 touchdowns, 1,100 yards through the air, completing 67% of his passes. Nice. He has only 74 yards rushing and a touchdown. We are using the Patriots playbook. I don't know how I like it. I want Lamar running, but at the same time, if we're winning through the air anyway, it's not a big deal. Brees Hall has 400 yards, 3 touchdowns. Keaton Mitchell getting in there with 5 touchdowns. He is the third down back. Receiving Garrett Wilson 300 yards, Tutu Atwell 253. Pimento has 184 and 2 touchdowns. Mason Taylor 240 yards, 2 touchdowns. Not bad at all. Defensively, looking decent. Sack wise, 5 for Tyler Barron. Jermaine Johnson 3.5. Will McDonald 3.5. 3 for Brent Durant, our rookie defensive tackle. We're going to let Harrison Phillips play out his contract. He only has his last year left. So 1 sack for him. Interceptions wise, 1 for Stevens, Moore, Brownlee, and Isaiah Simmons, who we did pick up in free agency. We also picked up Nicholas Moreau. We picked up at safety. Where is he at? We picked up Marcus Epps. And then at backup safety, I think it was just Marcus Epps that we picked up at safety. So we're 5-1. We have 15 players ready to negotiate. We have our scouting national focus. We have players to upgrade. We have 112 million in cap space. Joe Tippmann's the main priority, and I want it to be a long deal. It's gonna be a long one, and he wants to be back. Joe Tippmann, he's out of the way for the rest of the remainder, I should say, of our franchise. Jermaine Johnson, I'd like to have back. It's not a bad deal. Harrison Phillips will not be back. We're going to just go ahead and withdraw the offer now. Mozzie Smith will not be back. Isaiah Simmons will not be back. He wants an insane amount of money. KJ Britt, again, another depth guy. Sean Ryan, another depth guy as well. No, won't be back. So we're really not looking at bringing anyone here back. These are all guys that we brought in. I mean, maybe Jason Myers, but we could probably just find someone cheaper. Olu Fashionow is definitely going to be back. He is a dominant player at left tackle for us, so definitely need him to block for Lamar. But really, the only guy I want back is Jermaine Johnson. So we're going to go into free agency with a lot of money. Yeah, we're going to have to raise the money. Let's do $10 million a year. He wants to be back, so Jermaine Johnson is back for us. We're going to go into free agency with about $90 million. Obviously, in 2 years, we do have to extend Lamar again, so we have to be conscious of that when we're doing contracts in free agency. But at a 5-1 mark, we're looking really good. Christian Watson got traded to the Vikings. That's interesting. Can we check out the trade block here and just kind of see what we have available? Mac Jones is on there. Really no one I'd want at running back or receiver. It'd be defensive line, really, if anything. Yeah, just not really. I mean, Landry Jackson's there, but just not really. Jarian Jones could be good, but only normal dev. Revel's there. I think for now we're probably just content with what we have. I don't see any reason to really switch it up. We'll upgrade our players real quick and then sim the rest of the year. We're going to set corner as our national scouting focus. It's a strength of the class nationally. Edge rusher and linebacker, the expertise of our scout. But at that point, we're just going to go ahead and scout corner anyway. It'll still get some progression there. Quarterbacks off the board. We don't need to worry about quarterbacks. So when I set the scouts, we didn't even look at that. We're going to go ahead and sim week by week here. Get to week 13. We're currently in week 8. And then we will do our focus players. At week 13, we are an insane 9-2. Before we go do our focus players, let's check out the schedule here. I mean, this is just crazy. So we ended up beating the Browns 45-20, Cardinals 31-25, Titans 24-21, Vikings we lost 17-19, beat the Raiders 24-7. We had the Packers, Bills, Bears, Patriots, Chargers, and Chiefs to finish off our year. But we have our scouting focus players first. So let's check that out. I would love to look at defensive edge. I think that is probably the most important position we can look at right now. So defensive edge and corner are going to be our big looks at this point. Finesse moves F for Andrew Graves, the top left edge. That is not a good look. Connor Rudnick will probably end up doing... I think we'll just go with all 3 right edges here at the top and just do that. And hopefully one of them is a good pull from us. We have our private workouts in the off season as well, so I'm not too concerned about it. We have a lot of upgrades. We're going to go in and check out dev traits. They should be revealed for all of our hidden dev players at this point. Playoff picture, we're the number 1 seed at 9-2. I thought Lamar, when we picked him up, I thought trading for him would definitely help the squad. I did not think it would put us at the 1 seed at 9-2. So this might be another pretty quick rebuild here. My Bengals rebuild, which as I'm recording this comes out in about an hour, it is looking really good. That one was a short rebuild, though, is what I was trying to say. Lamar looks insane. So Garrett Wilson, superstar. Pimentel is only star dev, but he's playing up to an 83 already in his rookie season. Fashionow is superstar, and then Peters, who we drafted. Jake Peters is a superstar right guard in his rookie year. Our center, who we drafted, forget his name, Matthew Fitzgerald. Matt Fitzgerald. So yes, star dev for him looks fantastic. Joe Tippmann, who we moved from right guard to left guard, is star dev as well. The offensive line looks insane. Mason Taylor is up to a 77 overall, playing to a 79. On the defensive side of things, that is what I want to see. Manny Cabrera is a superstar X Factor player in his rookie year. 85 run support, 83 zone, 81 hybrid overalls for him on the defensive side of things at strong safety. Looks insane. I forget his first name. Renardo Green. I was going to say Ronaldo, but I knew it wasn't that. He is star dev. He's continuing to progress well. He's already got, I believe, 4 overalls up through the season so far, so he's looking really good as well for us. We have our linebacker here, Derek Painter, who we drafted, is a 74 overall. I believe we drafted him at a 71, so he's progressing nicely through his rookie year. Looks like he is getting some playing time. And then down here at D tackle, we had Brent Durant, 74 overall. He's progressing as well. I think he was a 71 as well. So we're not doing too bad in their first season. Keaton Mitchell's playing at an 80 overall as star dev. Brees Hall is up to an 87. I believe he's an 86 when we started the rebuild. So we're looking pretty good on all sides of the ball right now. And we're just going to go ahead and continue simming, get to the playoffs here. 5th best points per game offense, 6th best points per game defense, 6th best points per game in rushing yards on defense. Other than that, we're middle of the road, pretty much everything. But we're playing good enough to get in the playoffs. So let's go ahead and sim here to the playoffs and see if we can hold on to that number 1 seed at 9-2. All right, we finished the season 12-5. That is good enough for the 1 seed in the AFC. Let's check out the schedule here and see how the rest of the season went. I clicked on playoff, did not yet. Team schedule, here we go. Regular season, so from week 13 on, we lost to the Bills and the Bears and lost to the Chiefs 48-3 in the regular season finale. Patriots and Chargers, we beat 34-28 and then 27-21. Let's check out the stats here. Let's upgrade our players real quick, though, and then we can check out the stats. Manny Cabrera is up to an 87. Miguel Pimentel is up to an 83. Let's check out these stats for the team. Lamar Jackson with a strong year, 28-5 touchdowns to picks, 3,500 yards. Brees Hall at 1,100 yards on the ground, 11 touchdowns. Lamar Jackson, 215 and 1 touchdown. Keaton Mitchell had 10 touchdowns on the ground, so our rushing game really kind of carried here. Receiving, Tutu Atwell with 800 yards, 7 touchdowns. Garrett Wilson, 859 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Pimentel had 800 yards, 8 touchdowns his rookie year. That might be good enough for Offensive Player of the Year. It's probably going to go to a quarterback, but you never know. Mason Taylor, 563 and 4 touchdowns. On the defensive side of things, 145 tackles for Jamie Sherwood looks insane. 10 sacks for Will McDonald, a lot of TFLs. Jermaine Johnson had 8.5. Harrison Phillips turned it on after week 13, had 1 sack at week 13, so played great. Our rookie Brent Durant had 3 sacks in limited playing time, didn't play bad at all. And then Derek Painter had 42 tackles, a TFL, and a sack and a half in his rookie year. He looks insane. Brandon Stevens pick, Sherwood pick, Malachi Moore had a pick, Isaiah Simmons had a pick, Jarvis Brownlee Jr., and then Renardo Green. So we played a really good brand of football to get to 12-5. Long of 90-yard touchdown pass for Lamar Jackson is insane. He is looking better and better, up to a 94 overall, playing to 96. Really just couldn't have asked for a better season in his first season with us. Now, I love realism in franchises. Don't get me wrong. I do. But I think it's also fun to kind of play with what could be. And one of the scenarios is Lamar getting traded from the Ravens this offseason. I've already seen some reports that my Raiders are looking to try and trade for him. Tom Brady wants him or whatever. So it's not necessarily unrealistic. What I think is unrealistic is the haul that we'd be able to get for him. As speaking of haul, Brees Hall is on IR with a broken wrist. He'll be out for the playoffs. That sucks. We're going to go ahead and just sim here. We don't have a wildcard matchup because we're the first seed. So we're going to sim here, see who we're playing in the divisional round, and it will be the Broncos at 10-7. We're going to go ahead and get on through here and just see if we can make it through the playoffs here in year 1. We play the Buffalo Bills in the championship game. We'll go ahead and sim this one as well. We'll upgrade the players real quick, though. If we can get to the Super Bowl here in year 1, we'll hop in and try and play it, see if we can win. If we win the Super Bowl in year 1 of this franchise, I do want to play at least another season, so we'll still sim. I don't think we'll be able to get to the Super Bowl, though. So let's see if we can beat the Buffalo Bills here. We do get to the Super Bowl. We beat them 37-34. I mean, I thought it was unrealistic that my Bengals rebuild took 1 season. This is crazy. So divisional round beat the Broncos 24-14. Bills beat them 37-34. We play the Eagles in the Super Bowl now. As you can see, I have not forced win any games. I had someone leave a pretty rude comment on my Giants rebuild that I was forcing wins in the playoffs. That's not the case. I want to make this clear. I love playing Madden even before I posted YouTube videos. I don't like forcing wins because I like to be able to do it myself, right? And normally when I do a rebuild in Madden off camera, I'm playing every game, so I enjoy the realism of that. So it's a little easier for me to get to the Super Bowl because I'm playing every game. With Sim, you're really just up to whatever the computer wants to do with your players and your team that season. We got some pretty lucky Sim logic in this first season with Lamar. I think we drafted really well. Our team is very well put together, and we did, get a lot of good pieces for our future. But there's really no point in me, a YouTuber with 125 subscribers, faking videos. So, for anyone that is watching to this point in the video, I appreciate you. But I don't fake my videos, and I deleted the person's comment because it was really rude. But guys, I mean, I have no reason to fake a video. So let's just be very clear about that. I just wanted to get that out of the way. That's why I wanted to come in and show the schedule. I will start showing them in every single rebuild just so there's no confusion going forward, because I know he had made a comment about how I had weird editing in my playoffs. I'm sorry. Cut out boring clips where I'm not talking or I'm yawning or I sneeze or anything like that. Something, if it doesn't sound right when I'm saying it, I'm trying to get a point across and it doesn't sound right, I cut that out. So I'll probably cut half of this speech out right now. But I don't fake videos. There's no reason for me to. I enjoy it. This one, I'm recording. I have an hour and 20 minutes of recording so far. My Raiders rebuild I did a couple months back, that's on the channel. You can go check that out. It was a 6-hour recording. I got it down to, I think, an hour and a half, maybe an hour 45. But it was a 6-hour long recording session that I sat here and recorded the video for. I'm fine. I enjoy doing rebuilds. I enjoy recording for long periods of time. So there's really no reason for me to hurry up the process and fake it. So just wanted to get that out of the way. We're in the Super Bowl year 1. Like I said, even if we win it, which we're going to go in and play the moments here, even if we win it, we are going to play one more year because I want to see the progression of these young guys, and I want another draft class. So Manny Cabrera is up to an 88 overall. Let's check out the team here before we go into the Super Bowl. Obviously, we don't have Breece Hall, so Keaton Mitchell will get the bulk of the carries at an 82 overall. Now Lamar's playing up to a 99. This offensive line looks great. Peters is an 83. Fitzgerald is an 80. Pimentel is an 89. He is an 84, playing up to an 89. On the defensive side of things, Manny Cabrera is an 88, playing to a 90, superstar X Factor. Harrison Phillips is playing up overall. Renardo Green is an 80 overall, playing to an 83, playing really well. Derek Painter's a 75 now. Durant is a 74 still. So our pieces are looking really good, and we're going to get right into our first Super Bowl game in our first season. All right, Jets-Eagles Super Bowl. They want us to take over on defense right away. We're going to go ahead and let this play out here. Still going to let it play out. 3-0 Philly. We get a touchdown on the board. Again, we're going to pretty much let our defense play here in the game. We are going to take over on offense, though, up 7-6 here in the second quarter. We can get out to a nice lead here before halftime. That would be really nice. So we're gonna let this play clock, or this game clock, run down the 2-minute warning, and then we'll play from there. All right, 2-minute warning now. First and 10 at the 10-yard line. Up by 1 point, looking to make it an 8-point game here. Underneath, we have Garrett Wilson. That's a 3-yard gain. Timeout Philly, trying to preserve some clock here so they can get the ball back before halftime. Going to try and not let them get the ball back, though. I'd love to just take this in with no time left. Keaton Mitchell up the middle. We'll try and go down here before the goal line. We will at the 3. Timeout Philly again. They have 1 timeout left. We can technically get a first down here at the 1-yard line. It's really not going to make sense for us to try and do that, but we can. We're going to be sacked with Lamar back at the 11-yard line. We're going to go ahead and go for it. That sounds crazy, but we're going to go ahead and go for it. You just got to trust me. Let's see if we can get something over the middle here. We have Pimento. If we can get that to him, he makes the catch. That'll be a touchdown. Jets. That's why you go for it. Inbreaker there at the goal line. That's a touchdown. We have the clock with 58 seconds. We have the ball again at the 4. If we can get a big play here on first down, we have 1 timeout left. Got to get that ball off to Keaton Mitchell. Can we get out of bounds there? We can. It's a 3-yard gain. We can do something here. We're not completely done in the first half. We can get a field goal here. That'd be nice. We just got to save that timeout. We have the sideline with Pimento. He brings that down, goes out of bounds at the 38. What a throw from Lamar there. And we're set up nicely here at the 38-yard line. 47 seconds. We still have our timeout. We have Mason Taylor on the sideline. Can he get out of bounds? He does at the 33. Another fantastic throw from Lamar Jackson here. I mean, really just perfect placement on both of these balls. We're going to roll here. Don't have anything open. We're going to try and take off here, make a man miss. We don't. So we'll go ahead and run hurry up here, try and chew some of this clock out. We run the ball a couple times, try and kick a field goal here before halftime. Not going to try and press it, get a touchdown when we don't really have the time to. Up the middle goes Mitchell. We'll run hurry up here, let the clock go down to about 3 seconds, and then we'll call timeout, kick our field goal. All right, timeout for the Jets. We have 2 seconds left to kick this field goal. Jason Myers on to kick it. It is up and right, upright, and it is good. And we take a 17-6 lead into halftime here. We're going to go ahead and let it play out. We stop Philly. They do get a touchdown, though, 17-12 now. Take control, keep the drive alive on 3rd and 1 at the 40. Absolutely can do. I'm going to go ahead and hand this ball off here to Keaton Mitchell. We are not able to get it with Keaton Mitchell there, and we're going to go ahead and go for it. I see no reason not to go for this 4th and inches here. We're not going to run the ball. Can we get a shot to Pimentel up the seam? We can. That's a first down. Nice throw from Lamar there. All about timing on that. We're gonna go ahead and put shoe clock on here. After this play, we'll get back out in the sim. I did not even think about that, but we'll run this play real quick with Mitchell. So we'll head back out in the sim, play the moments, and just let it play out. They do want us to take over in the red zone, though, so we'll go ahead and do that now. We're running a jet sweep to Pimento here. He has a decent bit of speed. I'd probably rather have it with Tutu Atwell, but oh well. Yeah, that's going nowhere. Nice play in the backfield. Only lost a 3, though, but we're up 5 with 3 minutes left. So if we score here, we're in a pretty good position to try and kind of take this game away. Mason Taylor up the left side. He will go into the end zone, drags a defender in with him. We take a 24-12 lead here. 25 seconds. They're trying to go for an onside kick. We're going to put our hands team out there and try and recover it. If we get the recovery, the game is over. They did get a touchdown here. Pimento gets it. He will stay on the ground at the 46-yard line. We need 1 first down here, and we will win the Super Bowl. We're going to go ahead and take over for this last drive. Like I said, we're still going to play another season. We'll just sim everything. Even if we make the Super Bowl, I won't go into it. But we're looking like we're going to get our first Super Bowl here in year 1 of the rebuild. This is the 2nd rebuild in a row now. First 2 ever I've recorded for YouTube where I've done this in a season. It's kind of crazy. But I guess Lamar Jackson just kind of brings that out of the team. And obviously having Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase was nice in the other rebuild. Can we get that over the top to Garrett Wilson? We can. That's a first down there. We'll be able to kneel the ball 1 time. We have won the Super Bowl here in year 1. Sorry about the mic stand. We've won the Super Bowl here in year 1 as we take this final knee down. 24-19 is the final. We go 12-5 in the regular season. Win the divisional, win the AFC Championship, and now win the Super Bowl here in year 1. So let's go ahead and get out here. We will check out the stats for the game. Lamar had a Lamar game. 20 of 22, 3 touchdowns, 272 yards, 64 for Keaton Mitchell, 11 for Lamar Jackson. Receiving 80 for Mason Taylor. Pimentel had 126 yards and 2 touchdowns on 6 catches. Garrett Wilson, 5 for 51. Great game, and we will hop out and get into next season. 26 season recap. Pimentel did win Offensive Rookie of the Year. We take down the Eagles 24-19. Lamar Jackson wins Super Bowl MVP. Retirements now. I don't know who, if anyone, we would have. So let's see. Nicholas Moreau and Keelan Robinson retires. So Keelan Robinson only played for 4 years. Moreau had a great 11-year career, played with the Raiders for a long time. I loved him when he was with us. So we'll get quickly into the offseason here, get through free agency, and head on to the draft. Free agent-wise, we have Sam Laporta here in free agency. We have $111 million in cap space. I don't really think it's necessary for us to really go out and sign anyone crazy in free agency. I think it's going to be more about depth at this point. I would love to get an edge player here. Josh Paschal, we talked about him last time it came around. I still don't think I want him. DeForest Buckner would be nice at D-tackle, but he wants $24 million. Christian Wilkins is there. I mean, I just don't think a D-tackle like that's necessary when we have the guys we do. Bosa would be nice, but he wants, again, $21 million. Is there anyone at linebacker? Drew Tranquil's here. D. Winters is here. He might be kind of nice. Let's go ahead and make an offer on D. Winters to be one of our new linebackers. $32 million over 4 years. Not a bad offer. At corner, Marlon Humphrey is here. We have Clark Phillips, who would be interesting. I think he was one of the pieces the Falcons offered in our trade for Elijah Vera Tucker, who is also a free agent. I don't know if you saw that back there on the menu. Other than that, I think we probably just want to rock into the draft here. Don't think there's really anyone we need to pick up. Yeah, I think we just head into the draft and kind of be content with what we are. I would love to find a big-time corner in this draft. We have the 26th pick here in the first round, and then I believe we have some third-round picks. So I think finding a corner or an edge piece, potentially a linebacker, could be an option for us. Yeah, next pick is going to be a third-round pick. So it does look like we have a corner here. We have 2. Both are 6'3". Okay. B catching, C-man, B zone, or A zone, D press, C-man, C catching. I think we have to go with the first one. So Brett Rivers is going to be our pick here at 26. 6'3" corner. Got him at 26. He's a 23 true value, 91 speed, hidden dev. That's what we like to see. Looks decent out of Clemson. 6'3" cornerback is intimidating, that's for sure. So we have our third-round pick next. We're going to move a little bit quicker here in the draft. We're not going to take too much time looking at things. We're just going to make pretty quick decisions here. Pretty much looking for, rounding out our roster here in the draft. Cam Davenport could be good. A hit power, B zone coverage, A awareness. We'll go ahead and take him. I know we have Manny Ramirez already at strong safety, but another safety is not bad. 16, got him at 65. Not bad at all. We need linebacker depth. We need defensive end depth, and we need offensive line depth. Linebacker might be the move here in the third round. So let's see what we have left at linebacker. Not much at Sam linebacker, which is, understandable. Really aren't many Sam linebackers in the game anyway. Not really much at linebacker. That might be a position we have to look at in free agency. So we need a backup tackle here, though. That's for sure. Walt Griffin looks good out of Cal. We'll go ahead and take Walt Griffin here in the third round. 136, got him at 96. Normal dev. 90 strength, though, is not bad at all. Again, depth is key here. We need another, probably a guard. Backup guard. And I think we should be good as far as offensive line after that. We'll probably have to end up signing someone, which is totally fine. Kevin Russell, A awareness, A impact, B pass blocking. Looks phenomenal. Yeah, number 25. He has normal dev, 93 strength. I mean, just quick decisions here, but guys that are just really, really good. All right. Enrique Garcia has kind of fallen a little bit. B finesse, B tackle. We'll take him. Like I said, we're speeding through this. We just want to play one more season in the sim. See what we get. 202 got him at 1 something. We have a 5th round pick now. Tis the draft recap from us. We had a lot of draft picks, not a lot of high picks, but a lot of draft picks. 75 for Brett Rivers at corner. He'll start right away. Cam Davenport's a 76. Walt Griffin, 68. 75 for Kevin Russell. And then pretty much the rest of the draft, we just kind of let play out, and we got a lot of depth pieces on defense and offense. So not mad about it at all. We'll get quickly into this second season. Going into year 2, here is how the team looks. Go ahead and generate our best lineup here. Lamar's a 93, Breece Hall 88, Garrett Wilson's an 88, Pimentel is an 86, Mason Taylor's up to a 78. The offensive line is looking fantastic. Jake Peters is up to an 85. Matt Fitzgerald's a 78. The backup guard we drafted, I believe Kurt Russell is a 76. Caleb Russell, maybe. I don't know. Defensively, Manny Cabrera is an 88 overall X Factor player. The corner that we drafted is down here. He will play a lot this season. We brought in Jack Kaiser, from the Jags. He's on the practice squad. 75 overall star linebacker. He'll start right away. Derek Painter's a 75 now. Durant's a 75, so he's progressing well. Ojomo, who we brought in from the Eagles, is a 77 overall. So we're looking really, really good. Malachi Moore is now not starting. Brownlee Jr., we moved from corner. He's a 79 overall. It's free safety. So he's going to start at free safety now. So we're looking pretty good on offense and defense. We're going to go ahead and sim quickly through the season, and I'll see you guys at the playoffs. Okay, well, a little bit of a disappointment here in year 2. We go 7-10. I guess riding the high of the Lamar trade really was not good for us in the second season. Lost the Eagles 1-2 in a row, lost 2, 1-2, lost 1. I mean, we're really streaky. Lost 4 in a row to end the season. 7-6 to 7-10 is tough, but looks like we're probably not in the playoffs. We are not. Bills and Packers are 1 seeds. Let's upgrade these players. Let's check out our roster. We'll check out the stats, and then that'll end the video. But we did our goal. We got our Super Bowl ring. Brent Rivers is looking better and better at center, by the way. Or no, he's a guard for us, I think. But Lamar, it's the turnovers. 26-11, 3,700 yards. Breece Hall only played 13 games, had 900 yards with 10 touchdowns. Mitchell 332 with 4. Miguel Pimentel had 1,000 yards, so did Garrett Wilson. They both had 7 touchdowns. Mason Taylor, 604. Tutu Atwell had 600 just about, and 6 touchdowns. On the defensive side of things, 130 tackles for Jamie and Sherwood. A lot of TFLs for Moro Ojomo. 11.5 sacks for Johnson. McDonald had 10. Brent Durant, again, 3 sacks. Interceptions, 4 for Renardo Green. He's playing even better than we thought when we traded for him. Thomas has 2 picks, so not a bad season. 17th best offense in terms of yards. Defensively, we had the 23rd best defense in terms of yards. Interesting. So let's check out the lineup here, and then that will be the video. But like I said, we accomplished our goal of winning a Super Bowl here. I don't know if we had some injuries throughout the season, but yeah, offensive line looking phenomenal. Membo is up to a 90 overall almost. Oli Fashionow is up to an 81 overall, so he's progressing well. Peters is, an 86 overall, just insane. Pimentel's up to superstar dev, by the way. Manny Cabrera is now a 90 overall X Factor player. I mean, we're not playing bad at all. Our team doesn't look bad at all. The defense could use some work, but the offense looks fantastic. I mean, I don't see how this is a 7-10 team, but so the way it is, if we were to play another season, we'd need to extend Lamar, which would eat up about half our cap space of the 115 we have. Probably end up being around that $60 million a year mark at this point in the franchise. But that's the video. We built a winner in New York. We took the Jets to Super Bowl in their first season with us. Obviously, trading for Lamar, I think, just propelled this team and gave them momentum through that first sim season. But we did it. That's what we set out to do at the start of the video. It's what we do with every rebuild, is we try and get them a Super Bowl no matter what. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoy the rebuilds, I have a whole playlist of them on my channel, some from Madden 25, the majority from Madden 26, which is when I really started doing the rebuilds on Madden, is when it came out. So hopefully you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, please leave a like, subscribe, share the video with your friends, leave a comment telling me what you liked. If you like the more realistic style rebuilds like I did kind of with the Giants, or if you like this style rebuild where I go a little crazy, do like a crazy move. And obviously I'm not going to trade for a Lamar Jackson type in every rebuild I do. But this one, I thought the Jets were a quarterback away and a couple pieces. And we pretty much did that. We got a couple pieces, we got our quarterback, and we won a Super Bowl. So I'll see you guys in the next one.